Hello, beautiful friend. Welcome back to another episode of the Meant to Bloom podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Clarkson, and I'm so glad you're here today. I just whacked the cord on my microphone. I'm not in my normal space, and everything feels like it's really thrown off. My printer is printing 1,000 sheets of paper right now, and so I had to move to a secondary location. And kind of threw me off, but everything in the world right now is kind of thrown off anyway, right? You know, Mercury in retrograde, we're in a new moon, the planets are aligned, it's Inauguration Day, and crazy things are happening. The TikTok ban and unban mysteriously. There's so many things I could say about that, but that is not meant for this podcast. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here, and I think that we need more positivity and encouragement out in the world right now more than ever, and that's what I'm here to do. And today, just getting right back on schedule and going through the content I already have planned for you. And I had planned for you today to show up and record this podcast about putting family first and what that really looks like. Because I think this is one of those things where we kind of get in the wrong mindset about things and we overcomplicate it and we make it mean something that it does not have to mean. Okay? Excuse me. Putting family first does not mean putting everything that is important to you on the back burner. It does not mean saying no to yourself so you can say yes to them. It especially does not mean saying no to your needs so you can say yes to their wants. This is not a you versus them situation. You see, because what is the family? It's you and the others. Okay? Your family is not everyone except you. You are part of that. You are a huge part of that. Okay? Especially as moms, like we set the energy, we set the tone. We are the nurturers, we are providers, we are educators, we are the comfort, we are, making sure everyone's ate. We are so many things. Right? We've seen over the years they've done a lot of articles and reels and things about how much it would cost to replace you as a mom if you had to hire someone else to do all the jobs you do, and it's like equivalent to, I don't know, like 2.5 full-time jobs or something like that. Anyways, yeah, we are kind of a big deal as the moms, okay? You cannot exclude yourself from the family. It's not a you versus them. And what came to me recently is that, this is not the trolley problem. Putting family first, choosing between your needs and their needs, or your needs and their wants, or your wants and their needs, is not a trolley problem situation. Okay, and if you're not familiar with the trolley problem, this is a philosophical sort of idea where you imagine yourself, you are driving a trolley, and right now that trolley, it is on course to run over 5 people. But there's a lever you can pull, and if you pull it, it will switch tracks, and you will only run over 1 person. And so the trolley problem is, who do you decide? Do you decide to continue, do nothing, continue on the track, and run over 5 people? Or are you going to pull that lever and run over the 1 person? Now see, this is how we tend to view putting family first as moms. We tend to accidentally think it means running over ourselves so that we can, we're going to sacrifice ourselves so our family can have so everyone else in our family can have everything that they want and need, and they can get all their needs met, all their dreams come true. We can't do that. Because what does that do to us? How does it feel to not choose yourself? How does it feel to not be chosen? All right? If we're putting together a dodgeball team, you got to pick yourself first. You're the captain. You can't be sitting here on the sidelines feeling sad that you didn't get chosen. You got to choose yourself. You got to put yourself in that seat. We're not on the tracks. The trolley's not going to run us over. We are the trolley. I might be losing the metaphor here. Putting family first does not mean sacrificing yourself. You are part of the family. So putting family first actually means looking at this from a new perspective. Not how can I make everyone else in my family happy, but how can I strengthen the family relationship? How can I strengthen the bond of the whole family and stop looking at as How can I make each individual happier than I am? How can we strengthen the entire family unit? And that's going to vary from family to family, from mom to mom. It's going to be a different response. And in this, I would encourage you to create a family mission statement. What is actually important to you? What is actually important to your family? What actually bonds your family together? What kind of activities do you guys bond over? What can you do in your everyday that strengthens that family system that you have? What can you do within your home to make life easier for everyone involved? How can everyone involved make life easier in the home? Try and get a new perspective on this now that you are in realization this is not the trolley problem. I don't sacrifice myself to make each individual person in the family happy. How can we all work together to serve one another, to build each other up? All right? And in doing this, you can create a new mission statement, sort of what's important to everybody. What are the priorities here? How do we prioritize this family first thing? And it might mean that everyone has to give up a little bit of something, because we live in a world that has put so much emphasis on busyness. Like, you're not doing enough if you're not doing absolutely everything there is to do. And that's not true. Sometimes kids have to take a break from sports and from activities, and we do a part-time homeschool, like they homeschool, but we do a part-time enrichment, and we just took 2 months off from the in-person enrichments because it was making me crazy to have to get up once a week and take them to school. And I knew that we needed that time during this winter to just take something off the plate, and the going and doing needed to cool off a little so that I can show up as my best self. Because guess what? My family feels better and performs better, and everyone just does better when I know how to keep my cool. When I am not allowing resentment to build up in myself. When I am grounded in gratitude. When I am waking up with intention every day and I am doing things on purpose for a purpose. The whole family benefits from me being my best self. Because on the flip side, the whole family suffers when I am at my worst. When I am irritable. When I am cranky. When I am easily angered. When I cannot keep my cool in a chaotic situation. The whole family suffers from that. No one is benefiting from me being not my best. So how can you work within the realm of possibility to strengthen the family system in your own home? How can you manage your home and your family better? What does it mean needs to happen for you in order for you to show up and be that version of you that needs to fit into that puzzle, right? Everyone else tends to follow suit. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than others, but if you are fixing those things in you, if you are meeting your needs, their needs get met. They're more likely to follow your example. When you can keep your cool, they learn to keep their cool. All right, so go ahead and create a family mission. Identify what the non-negotiables are, those things that need to happen in order to make that new daily concept happen for you, right? So create that mission statement. Sometimes we have to say no to the good things so that we can say yes to greater things. Sometimes we have to learn how to draw a boundary. And that is really probably the toughest part of all this, is learning to draw boundaries, learning to say no to all of the busyness and the doing and the going and the rush so that you can pull back, find that calm, find that cool, and just learn how to hang out together and do the things that bond you guys instead of the things that keep you all running in opposite directions. Okay, this might mean that, yeah, sometimes you are going to get busy. Sometimes some of you are busier than others. And then you have to be really intentional with, hey, we need quality time. We need these meaningful moments together. We need some kind of a weekly reset where we all say no to everything else because we need to say yes to each other. Because family needs to be priority. It needs to be, strong, right? Especially when you have little kids and you're building these values into them right now. One fun thing we tend to do is Friday nights for a long time. We'd do pizza or fondue or some kind of dinner that we all shared at the coffee table, and we'd watch a fun kids movie. And that was just kind of this weekly, hey, we're done with the week. Let's have this little Friday night fun family time. And that was just such a nice little reset that we had going for us. And then my husband started working a lot of Saturdays, and it had to be pushed to different nights, and it lost the rhythm of it. And now I feel like I'm really missing that, because that was a really great little weekly anchor of quality family time where all of us were coming together and doing something that we're not normally doing. And it was just so much fun. So I encourage you to find something, set a boundary around it, and make this sacred family bonding time, whatever that is for you guys, whether that's going out and doing something together or staying in and doing something. Maybe it's board games, maybe it's movie night, maybe it's making dinner all together, one of those everybody makes their own pizza night kind of thing. Find something fun or not fun if you guys are not fun people. If you guys are just chill people, find something chill, find something fun, find something that works, that brings everyone together, and draw a boundary around that. Make that the priority. We do this every week. This is a reset that the family needs. Okay? And don't be afraid to adjust this in different seasons. Things change. Like I said, my husband started working 6 days a week instead of 4. He was working 4, sometimes 5 days. Now he's working 6. So yeah, and that changes with the seasons, because a lot of it is seasonal work, and that work will run out, and he will have a lot more time off in the future. So don't be afraid to change it up with every season, especially when you have seasons with kids' sports, with kids' school, all of that. Just think outside the box and realize number one priority to take away from this is it's not the trolley problem. It is not you versus them. It's not your needs or their wants. It's family, and that is all of you put together. Family is the sum of all of the members who make up that family. You are included. You are a huge player on that team. Okay? I love you. Take care. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. So go ahead and comment on this, because I believe you can comment on most platforms now. If you're on Spotify or YouTube, you should be able to comment just fine. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again.